for joining me. I'm so excited to share with you this new app that I've been using called Noom Vibe. Noom Vibe is a free app empowering everyone to live better. Some of its key features are the steps and habit tracker. You'll be able to listen to live motivational conversations with coaches. You can engage in pre-recorded workouts. I want you to be able to discover different motivational circles and be a part of a circle that's right for you. One of the best things about this app is that you'll be able to receive incentives for logging in every day. This participation will help you crush your fitness goal. So download today, Noom Vibe, within the Apple app or the Google Play Store. Thank you.
Give you anxiety. So that's why it's important, whatever gives you anxiety, to stay away from it. Why are you gonna
Okay.
continue to torture yourself? And to be honest with you, I don't care if it's your mother, your brother, your sister, or your father. If that person gives you anxiety, stay the hell away from them.
So I'm going to touch on that because I just took a mental health training this past weekend. I had to go to this training seminar. And one of the trainees said that we're in this era of cutting people off. Everybody's cutting people off. And it was like,
ghosting,
or I'm just cutting. Yeah, So the thing, tell me about it. So the thing is, the reason why, people they said, unless someone is physically, emotionally, or mentally abusing you, the way that people are cutting people off is actually endangering you more than it's bettering you, because what ends up happening, it cuts off your line of communication. It doesn't allow you to learn how to communicate and, like you said, to comprehend, because people typically cut somebody off because you don't like what they say, or you just don't feel like going back and forth with that person, and you just decide to stop talking to them. So that was an interesting fact. But you are absolutely right nonetheless. If something is making you anxious and every time you go there, that's a form of mental abuse. That means something is not right, and it's true, you should cut them off. But at the same time, it's how we got to start to figure out that line between why or who we should be cutting off, or what we should be cutting off. What do you think?
Okay, so the way I can speak for myself, the way that I run things, right? I wouldn't want to be ghosted, so I'm not going to ghost people. But what I am going to do is express to you how you're making me feel. And due to that, I no longer want to talk to you. I always do that, because when you ghost people, you cut people off, depending on how that person is, it can cause them to have abandonment issues. And then you don't know how they're going to be with the next person. So to me, I'm a promoter of, if this person is not good for you, to stay away from them. But to cut any ties cleanly, let them know, and then let that be it. That way the person knows, they know what they did, they know how they made you feel, and you no longer want them to have access to you, right?
Yes.
So to me, I'm a promoter. This person giving you anxiety, they doing X, Y, Z, cut them off. But for me, I like to tell you why you're about to be cut.
See, and I think that's which I like. I'm gonna tell you why I'm about to cut you off. We need to follow Tay a little bit, y'all. That's what we really need
you
can
ask
do.
anybody. You can ask anybody I cut off. I let them know I'm cutting you off and the reason why.
And here is your why. That's
and
nice.
Here is your why. I'm a nice person. But no, I'm lying. I'm not. I'm not a nice person. But I'm gonna let you. I don't ever want you to not know what I'm thinking about you or how I'm feeling about you. So I'm gonna tell you, that way you know. And then there's no gray area for you to, I wonder what that person thinks about me. I wonder, how they feel. I'm gonna let you know.
But
that way you can sit with the reality and not the fiction.
Not the reality and not the fiction. Oh God. All right. So for those who are suffering from mental health, who do you recommend? What are the lines that you recommend for someone to call, or what are some things that you recommend someone should do if they feel a sense of depression or anxiety, either or
Let's
mental
get into that.
disorder.
So, right. So, topic, especially for people of color, right?
Yes.
I feel like people of color, we don't know where to go or what to do to maintain our mental health. I think it's just started being active now where people of color don't mind reaching out to a mental health professional, right? And so even with that, I've noticed people of color will reach out, but won't continue their treatment. Like they won't continue their treatment plan. They'll do a few sessions. They'll say, "Oh, this doesn't work for me," and then try to figure things out.
Just to cut you off real quick, why do you think that though? What do you think are the reasons why they're not completing fully through?
Oh, with so many reasons. We can go through reasons of course. You don't want to pay for that. Like you rather get your lip gloss from Sephora than to pay for mental health treatment. The fellow want to get his Jordans instead of paying the therapist to assist with his mental health well-being. It's so many factors on why we continue, and then we don't give it a chance.
Yeah.
That could be another thing too. We don't give it a chance to see if it's gonna work, and we just cut it off.
Yeah.
So it's some factors on why we don't continue. But I'm just gonna say to maintain the mental health and well-being. Here's a few tips, right? Sometimes we don't know where to start, and we just get stuck in this thing of, I'm mentally unwell. I don't know where to start. I don't want to share it with my friends and my family, right? Another thing too, you have to realize sometimes people don't care what you're going through. They really don't. They have their own things going on. So how are they going to have the time to take on yours, right? And we have to come to the conclusion of who we're able to talk to, right? There's a lot of people. I have a lot of educated and smart friends, but those people I can't call them. I can't call them when I'm going through something or when one of these mental health was one of them was activated. I can't call my friend and say, "Oh, this is what happened, and I'm feeling this way." I can rarely do that because on the other end too, there's nothing that a person can say sometimes to soothe you. So you have to work on these things yourself to continue to maintain your mental health and well-being. Right? You have to.
Now, what are these things we're working on? Give me my list.
Right.
What am
I
working?
It comes with a lot of happiness. Right. So it comes with a lot of happiness and joy that you can't get these things from others. You have to create it for yourself. Right. So here are a few tips. Spend time with friends and family that you have a good time with, right? Okay. There's probably a lot of friends you have, you don't want to spend your time with them. So spend your time with the people that bring you joy. You bringing the joy already. You bringing the joy and the happiness to the table. These people are just extra for that, right? So make time and make plans to spend time with people that contribute to that. That's a part of social and mental health well-being, right?
Yeah.
Talk about and express your feelings regularly. This is a problem a lot of people have.
Myself, I don't express.
Are you including yourself in that? So let me tell you why that's not. Let me tell you why that's unhealthy. Q. Let me tell you. Because if you are thinking and feeling a way about someone or a thing, right? If you're keeping that in, you're the only person that knows. How the hell am I going to know how to treat you better? Or if there's something that I said that you don't like and you don't tell me, how are we going to work on fixing this and making you feel better? So here you are, you sitting, you upset about something I said. You keep it in for weeks, you fuming and I don't know, how am I going to know if you don't talk and express your feelings regularly? When people do that, let me tell you, in layman terms, that's a form of constipation. So why are we continuing to constipate ourselves with our thoughts and the other person doesn't know? Tell me what sense does that make?
That is so true.
Let me tell you something. And I can speak for my own personal experience where I have a lot of siblings, over 10 siblings, right?
Okay.
You have some of these people that are holding things in that our parents did to them when they were 6, 7, 10 years old. Instead of you just go telling the fool, you know, how is this person going to know that this action from so many years ago has affected your entire life?
Wow.
I'm gonna say that's the number one tip. Express to people how you feel.
Number one.
What? Number one. Let's just raise that up to number one because that's dumping. That's dumping. How am I gonna sit with all these feelings and the other person don't even know? A closed mouth is never gonna get fed. How are you gonna eat and get what you need if you're not expressing the way that you feel? Please make it make sense to me.
That's my saying, you know, closed mouth don't get fed. You know how many times I tell people that? They be like, oh, I wish I could. I be like, did you open it? But wow, preaching to a choir. And I got to tell that to myself. Closed mouth don't get fed, Q. You feel me? All right,
Thank
cool.
you.
That works.
Thank you.
What else is on your
another
list?
thing, reducing the alcohol consumption. Reducing the consumption. Yes. You have to reduce it.
Well, I don't drink as much as I used to. But that's an interesting thought. Okay.
Good.
Now, why is that?
So
why does alcohol cause blood pressure?
It really correlates to it because once you come off of that pretty much high of drinking, possible hangover, you back to square one. So your chemistry, when you put too much of that substance in it, can also cause you to continue to go down the spiral. You know, so it's alcohol and illicit drugs. Wow. Let's not get into the thing of why. That's a whole other episode on why people. That's a whole other episode on why people like to use drugs. A lot of people like to use drugs because they don't want to be here on Earth. They want to take a moment to go out and off into space. And use the illicit drugs. You know, where in turn that can also cause a mental health condition. So you got to be careful with that. It's okay to have a little fun. You want to party, but try not to so much.
Okay.
Right. Keeping active and eating well. There's a lot of people that don't eat well. There's a lot of people that want to go to Wendy's, want to go to McDonald's. You don't drink no water. You don't eat no fruit. You're wondering why you smell like a whole old pair of house keys because you don't eat well. And so it's very important. Listen. I don't like exercising, but I know that it's important to do. I don't. Y'all see my little exercise videos I'm showing you?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I thought you was up here with it.
Listen, I do it because I need to, not because I love to. And if that's going to contribute to me being mentally well, I'm going to continue to be active.
Amen.
Right? Because I know that that's a step that I have to take. I don't love exercising, but I know that I have to do it, because it contributes to my well-being and to my health, as well as eating well. Thank you. Thank you. You too, baby. You too. But
I was like, I did want to cut you off real quick. I had 2 comments from my viewers. One of them said our community does have a stigma with seeing a therapist. And another commenter said, you're speaking the truth. It is true. Understanding is the most of the challenge. That is true.
Right.
But continue with your list.
Yeah, so, all right. So, and then we'll get back to those comments. But keeping active, eating well, you have to do it. You have to think of where the fast food comes from, all of the ingredients that are in it can also contribute to you not being well.
Yeah.
And so when you eat well, it's going to contribute to your well-being. Setting realistic goals. I met somebody that say, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that," but you didn't start from where you have to start to achieve those things that you're thinking. So set realistic goals, which is going to help you maintain your mental health and your well-being. The last part, because the list is long, but the last and the most important is get enough sleep. You have people that's always up during the midnight hour. Let me tell you one thing about me, and that's why you really not gonna see me with no bags, none of that. I have my phone set to wind down at 9:45 for me to get into bed by 10 p.m. 10 p.m. my phone is cut off. My phone is cut off. From Monday to Thursday, 10 p.m. I'm in the bed. The only other time is when I'm going to the podcast on Tuesday. I'm in the bed a little late. But other than that, my phone is set 9:45 to get into bed. If you get enough sleep, that's also contribute to you healing. And good to be all night, for you to be up on your phone, scrolling through. You have to stop doing that and get some sleep to contribute to your mental health well-being.
That's good.
That's it.
All right, so run through this list real quick. Let's start, just run through your 5 numbers real quick so we can list this out. So number 1, communicate your feelings, express yourself. Correct.
Right. Talk about and express yourself regularly. Don't wait months later and say, "Hey Q, you remember when you said in February?" No, we can't even address it now. Okay. Let it take a day or two. Don't let that thing stretch over a week. Express yourself regularly on how people are making you feel and certain things that are happening. How it's making you feel. That's the only way that you're gonna work on it. If you don't do that, all you're gonna do is constipate yourself with your thoughts, right? And then you're gonna explode on the wrong person. You're gonna explode on the wrong. So let's work on expressing ourselves regularly and telling people how we feel and how they're making us feel. Spend time with your friends and your family that bring you happiness and joy. Not all of the friends we have make us happy. They're there for whatever reason that they're there, but those that you know that you have a good time with, to be with them often, right? Number 3, lower that alcohol and that illicit drug use. Let's lower it, because if you continue to do that, it will cause you to develop a mental health disorder. So definitely reduce that. The other thing, setting realistic goals. Set your goals to be realistic. You have to start from the bottom to reach the top, right?
Amen.
You can't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire." No, there's several steps that you have to take in order for you to get to what you want to achieve. And the last
rich
thing,
daddy.
Right. And the last thing is get enough sleep. We have to go to bed. Why are you up 3 o'clock in the morning scrolling through Instagram and Facebook? What is there for you? What is there for you when you could be drinking water, eating a piece of fruit, reading a book, and take your tail to bed?
No lie.
What's Instagram for?
I could literally take this soundbite and just put you on TikTok and just have, when you scroll in, be like, go to bed. What do you do when you scroll?
Right.
I literally put you on TikTok.
Go ahead, put me on it. Why are you scrolling? Go to bed.
There, we got the soundbite. So please let our followers know. There you guys have it. These are our 5 steps. Now, for our followers, our talkers who are interested in exploring more in these steps, or maybe learning a little bit more of the other steps that you have listed, let us know, where can they find you?
I'm going to give that to you for free.
There y'all have a Q Talks exclusive. Free talk with Tay if y'all need to get mentally well.
Wait, not talk. Just ask me a question, and I'm gonna direct you to where you need to go. I'm not sitting on no phone or no line with nobody, but definitely I'll give you a link to something or someplace that I know where you can start, because that's what we go through a lot. We just sitting there dealing with whatever we're dealing with, and we don't know where to start.
That's the problem. It's the starting point. Well, now that we started with us, so when Tay be having her shocking burst out comments, but yes, please tune in.
I always Tuesday. Have an outburst all the time.
Always.
All the time.
And your podcast, how often are you doing it? Or you got just, I guess, follow you and then wait and see what you do?
They can just follow me over there at A Dose of Reveal. I also have a site that I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that I don't work on. It's called doseofreveal.org, where you can go on there and you can listen to every episode that I've done, and also see the transcript of the explanation of the episodes. I think that they're going to be most important to those that want to listen to or have experienced certain things with the titles that you see there. And I just want to be able to continue to create that content that people can find, or talks that people don't talk a lot about. And so mental health is one of them that we do steer away from discussing, and really wanting to learn the logistics of it, which is very important. You know, a mental health disorder is really considered a disease, and it can be in the same category as someone having diabetes. Mental health in that same way. Medication.
You said that mental health is similar to having diabetes, and then
I said diabetes and hypertension. You have to treat those conditions. And it's the same thing with substance use disorder. A lot of people think, oh, you know, it's to this drug because they want to be. At some point, substance abuse disorder is really a disease. It's really a disease of the brain. And the only way that we are going to be able to get out of these things is that we have to work on them daily. We have to work on them daily. So there's a lot of people that are on medication. There's a lot of people that are off their medication, right? And it has to be what assists you with balancing your life the best way that you can, right? And that's all it is. And let's really talk about the logistics of mental health. These things are genetic. These things are some things that you're not going to escape. Mental health is environmental. So these are things that you got to work on daily. People that do need it to balance themselves back. You don't have to be on the medication forever, but there are some points that you need it in order to be able to maintain a daily living. And to get yourself to do the things that you need to do to contribute to your own life.
I am so informed and so happy that I was able to have this conversation with you, especially that I didn't know your background was fully in the mental health aspect. I thought it was just more so with just the podcast.
Listen, okay. I know I play around a lot because, you know, life is so serious anyway. I like to joke around, but I have been in the mental health field, I'm going to say, over 15 years, right? And it's a passion for me to be able to assist people, assist people with being mentally well. That's a passion of mine. It doesn't make the best money, doesn't make the most money, but
it's still rewarding
and fulfilling to do. you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I was in undergrad and I went to complete my degree in psychology, I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to be a psychologist. Then I said, nah, I can't sit here and listen to people's problems all day. So I just get off. I just get off to doing something else. You know, sometimes I feel like I abandoned. You know, I decided not to continue my education in psychiatry, but it was for myself. I said I can't sit here and listen to people's problems all day. So I just wound up doing something else, but I just do the same thing with just a little touch of it. Just
Yeah.
a little sprinkle.
You just guide them.
Just a little sprinkle, you know. So
Well,
it's really rewarding for me.
Well, I believe you are in your chosen path because you have shed a lot of light on the topic of mental health for myself and my talkers, especially with them commenting on Facebook and so I am grateful to have you as a guest. We would love to have you again for sure, and I plan on having all three of you guys because I know if I have all three of you guys together, yeah, I'm here for it. You know me, this is all I do for fun. But so for my talkers who are listening, please be sure to follow Tay, A Dose of Revel 2020. A Dose of Reveal. I keep saying Revel. A Dose of Reveal 2020.
I don't know why you keep saying that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is a dose of Reveal, and the reason why I named it that is because and it go back to you and you holding everything in. You cannot heal from anything that you do not reveal. So you understand that? You cannot heal from things that you don't reveal. If I don't know what's hurting you, how am I gonna help you?
Honestly, I used to be better with expressing myself. Then I stopped expressing myself. But then now I'm starting to express myself a lot more. And I feel a lot better. I'll tell you that much. It's a lot more weight off my shoulders. I've been given phone calls like, hey, let's talk real quick. I'm ready to talk now. But I needed to cleanse. I had to get me together first. I had to get me balanced before, I go in and then I'm like toppled over. But you're right. If I don't speak, how would they know? They're not in my head. They're not here. So for my talkers who are listening, make sure that's one of the biggest giveaway. Make sure you express yourself for sure.
Absolutely.
Right? Well, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for spending your break with us. All right.
Yes.
All right. Till later, you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.